Hello, science fans! Today, we're diving into something super important in the world of medicine. It's called ICH Q10. Now, that might sound like a secret code for a robot or a far-off galaxy, but it's actually a set of guidelines. Think of it as a master recipe book for making safe and effective medicines. The ICH part stands for the International Council for Harmonization of Technical Requirements for Pharmaceuticals for Human Use. That's a mouthful, I know. Essentially, it's a group of experts from around the world who came together to agree on the best ways to do things in the pharmaceutical industry. Their goal is to make sure that no matter where a medicine is made, it meets the same high-quality standards. So why does this matter? Well, think about it. When you take a medicine, you trust that it will do what it's supposed to do. You trust that it has the right amount of the active ingredient, that it's not contaminated with anything harmful, and that it will work the same way every single time you take it. That's a huge amount of trust. ICH Q10 provides a framework, a sturdy blueprint for pharmaceutical companies to build a system that earns that trust. It's not just about checking the final product, it's about building quality into every single step of the process, from the very first idea for a new drug all the way to the moment it reaches your local pharmacy. ICH Q10 is all about being proactive, not reactive. Instead of waiting for a problem to happen and then scrambling to fix it, it encourages companies to think ahead. It pushes them to understand their processes so well that they can predict potential problems and stop them before they even start. This is a massive shift in thinking. It's the difference between building a strong, well-designed bridge from the start versus constantly having to patch up a rickety one. By focusing on building a robust quality system, companies can ensure a consistent supply of high-quality medicines, which is good for them, for doctors, and most importantly, for you, the patient. Consider this. Science is all about understanding and controlling variables to get a reliable result. Making medicine is a very, very precise science. ICH Q10 helps companies apply that scientific mindset to their entire operation. It provides a model for a pharmaceutical quality system, or PQS, that covers the entire life cycle of a product. This life cycle includes the development phase in the lab, the technology transfer to a manufacturing plant, the commercial manufacturing itself, and even what happens when a product is eventually discontinued. It's a holistic, all-encompassing approach that helps ensure quality is never an afterthought. It's the main event. At the very core of ICH Q10 is the concept of the Pharmaceutical Quality System, or PQS for short. This isn't just a department in a company or a single person's job. It's the entire system of how things are done to ensure quality. Imagine you're building a giant complex model airplane. Your PQS would be the detailed instruction manual, the list of all the right parts, the tools you need, and the step-by-step checks you perform to make sure every piece is glued on perfectly. It's a comprehensive system that integrates all the different parts of a company, from research and development to manufacturing and distribution, all working together with one goal in mind: quality. A PQS is designed to be a living, breathing part of the company. It's not a dusty binder sitting on a shelf that nobody ever looks at. Instead, it's actively used every day to guide decisions and actions. The system ensures that everyone in the company knows what their role is in maintaining quality and has the training and resources to do it properly. It creates a culture where quality is everyone's responsibility. This system is built on a foundation of scientific knowledge and risk management, which means decisions are based on data and a deep understanding of the product and the process, not just on guesswork or habit. The PQS described in ICH Q10 covers everything that could possibly affect the quality of the final drug. This includes the materials coming into the factory, the equipment used to make the medicine, the procedures people follow, and the environment in which the product is made. It sets up clear processes for things like handling unexpected problems, managing changes to a process, and monitoring performance over time. For example, if a company wants to use a new supplier for a raw material, the PQS would have a clear procedure to qualify that new supplier to make sure their material is just as good as the old one. Ultimately, the goal of the PQS is to achieve the 3 C's: consistency, control, and continual improvement. It ensures that the manufacturing process is in a state of control, meaning it operates predictably and consistently produces a product that meets all its quality specifications. This state of control is not static, it's dynamic. The PQS provides the mechanisms to monitor performance and identify opportunities to make the process even better, more efficient, and more reliable. This constant cycle of monitoring and improving is what keeps the system strong and ensures that patients receive high-quality medicine, batch after batch, year after year. Now, you can have the best instruction manual in the world, but it won't do you any good if no one is leading the charge. That's where management responsibility comes in. According to ICH Q10, a company's senior leadership can't just delegate quality and forget about it. They are the captains of the ship, and they have a critical, hands-on role to play. They are responsible for creating and maintaining a company culture where quality is valued above all else. This means they must provide strong, visible leadership and support for the pharmaceutical quality system. Their commitment has to be real and demonstrated through their actions, not just words in a mission statement. Management's first big job is to define the company's quality policy. This is a formal statement that acts like a constitution for quality. It outlines the company's overall intentions and direction related to quality. But it's more than just a fancy document. Leadership must ensure that this policy is understood, implemented, and maintained at all levels of the organization. They need to communicate its importance constantly, so every single employee, from the scientist in the lab to the operator on the packaging line, knows that management is serious about quality and that their work contributes directly to patient safety. Another crucial responsibility for management is providing adequate resources. A world-class quality system can't run on good intentions alone. It needs the right people, the right equipment, the right facilities, and sufficient funding. Management is responsible for making sure the PQS has everything it needs to function effectively. This includes hiring and training skilled personnel, investing in modern manufacturing and testing technology, and maintaining the buildings and utilities in good condition. By allocating these resources, management sends a powerful message that quality is a top priority and a worthwhile investment, not just a cost. Finally, management must be involved in reviewing the system. ICH Q10 calls for regular management reviews. During these meetings, senior leaders get together to look at the health of the quality system. They review data and metrics on how well the processes are performing, look at any problems that have occurred, assess customer feedback, and check on the progress of improvement projects. This isn't about placing blame, it's about taking a high-level look to see if the system is working as intended and identifying areas where it can be strengthened. This direct involvement ensures that leadership stays connected to the reality on the ground and can steer the company toward ever-improving quality. Science never stands still, and neither should quality systems. A core principle of ICH Q10 is the idea of continual improvement of processes and products. This isn't about achieving perfection and then stopping. It's about being on a constant journey to get better, more efficient, and more reliable. Think of it like a top athlete who is always training, always looking for small ways to improve their technique, even after they've won a gold medal. In the pharmaceutical world, this means constantly looking for opportunities to enhance product quality, increase the consistency of manufacturing, and reduce risks to the patient. So, how does this happen in practice? One of the main tools for continual improvement is the Corrective and Preventive Action System, often called CAPA. When something goes wrong, say a batch of medicine doesn't meet a specific quality test, a corrective action is taken to fix the immediate problem. But that's only half the story. The more important part is the preventive action. This involves a deep investigation to find the root cause of the problem. Why did it happen? Was it a machine malfunction? A flaw in the procedure? An issue with a raw material? Once the root cause is found, a plan is put in place to prevent it from ever happening again. Continual improvement is also driven by proactive monitoring of processes. Companies collect vast amounts of data during manufacturing. They track things like temperature, pressure, mixing speed, and the results of in-process tests. By analyzing this data over time, they can spot trends or subtle shifts in the process. For example, they might notice that a piece of equipment is slowly starting to drift from its optimal setting. This allows them to intervene and perform maintenance before it causes a real problem. This proactive approach, known as process performance and product quality monitoring, is a cornerstone of building a robust and reliable manufacturing operation. This commitment to getting better fosters a culture of innovation and engagement. When employees are encouraged to identify and suggest improvements, they feel more ownership over their work. It empowers them to use their knowledge and experience to make things better. A company that embraces continual improvement doesn't just fix problems, it actively seeks them out. It might launch projects to reduce variability in a process, making it more consistent. Or it might find a way to streamline a testing method, making it faster and more accurate. Every small improvement adds up, strengthening the quality system and ultimately leading to a safer, more effective product for the patient. In science, we're always dealing with uncertainty, but we don't just throw up our hands and guess. We use logic and evidence to understand and manage that uncertainty. That's exactly what quality risk management, or QRM, is all about. It's a systematic process for assessing, controlling, communicating, and reviewing risks to the quality of a drug product. ICH Q10 places QRM at the center of an effective quality system, ensuring that decisions are based on scientific knowledge and data with a clear focus on protecting the patient. It's about being smart and focusing your energy and resources on the things that matter most. The QRM process typically starts with risk assessment. This is where you ask, what could possibly go wrong? A team of experts will brainstorm potential hazards or failures in a process. For each potential failure, they then ask two more critical questions. How likely is it to happen? And if it does happen, how severe would the consequences be? For example, in a tablet-making process, a potential failure could be that the machine doesn't press the powder hard enough. The likelihood might be low, but the severity could be high because the tablet might not dissolve properly in the body, meaning the patient doesn't get the right dose of medicine. Once risks have been identified and evaluated, the next step is risk control. This is where you decide what to do about the most significant risks. The goal is to either reduce the risk to an acceptable level or eliminate it entirely. For our tablet pressing example, the company might decide to install a new sensor that continuously monitors the compression force. They could also increase the frequency of their quality checks on the finished tablets. The level of effort put into controlling a risk should be proportional to its significance. You spend more time and resources managing the high-impact risks than the minor ones. Risk management is not a one-time event, it's a continuous cycle. After controls are put in place, the company must review their effectiveness. Did the new sensor really reduce the risk of improperly compressed tablets? Is there any new information that changes our understanding of the risk? This ongoing review is crucial. Furthermore, the outcomes of these risk management activities must be clearly communicated to all relevant stakeholders. This ensures that everyone understands the risks and the strategies in place to control them, making QRM a powerful tool for making informed, science-based decisions throughout the product's lifecycle. Let's imagine we're spending a day inside a fictional pharmaceutical company, Quality Cure Labs, that lives and breathes ICH Q10. The day doesn't start with chaos, but with a calm, organized production meeting. Here, the management team, living up to their responsibility, reviews the previous day's performance metrics. They look at charts showing that all manufacturing processes are running within their validated parameters. They discuss a minor deviation that was caught by an operator on the night shift. Thanks to the robust pharmaceutical quality system, the operator knew exactly what to do. They paused the line, documented the issue, and escalated it. The team is already working on a root cause analysis. Meanwhile, in the process development lab, a team of scientists is working on a new drug. They aren't just trying to make it work. They are using quality risk management principles from the very beginning. They are systematically studying how different factors, like the particle size of an ingredient or the mixing time, affect the final product. They are building a deep scientific understanding of their process. This knowledge will be crucial later when they transfer this process to the large-scale manufacturing plant. This proactive work, guided by ICH Q10, will prevent many potential manufacturing problems down the road. Over on the manufacturing floor, an engineer is implementing a change. The company has identified an opportunity for continual improvement, a new type of filter that is more efficient. They aren't just swapping out the old part for the new one. They are following a strict change management procedure, a key part of their pharmaceutical quality system. This procedure requires them to assess the risk of the change, conduct small-scale tests, update all the relevant documents and procedures, and retrain all the operators who will use the new filter. This ensures the improvement is made in a controlled way that doesn't introduce any new risks to product quality. At the end of the day, the quality assurance team reviews all the batch records. Every step, every measurement, every signature is meticulously checked. They see the note about the deviation from the night shift and the kappa that has been initiated. They see the successful implementation of the new filter, complete with all the supporting data. This is ICH Q10 in action. It's not one single activity, but a web of interconnected systems. Management oversight, robust procedures, risk-based thinking, and a focus on improvement, all working in harmony to ensure that every single vial and tablet that leaves the facility is safe, effective, and of the highest quality. ICH Q10 doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's part of a bigger family of regulations and guidelines that all work together to ensure drug quality. One of its closest relatives is good manufacturing practice, or GMP. You can think of GMP as the what and where of quality. GMP regulations provide the minimum requirements for the methods, facilities, and controls used in manufacturing, processing, and packing of a drug product. They tell you what you need to do, like have clean facilities, calibrated equipment, and written procedures. GMPs are the essential foundation, the bedrock of pharmaceutical quality. ICH Q10, on the other hand, is the how and why. It doesn't replace GMP, it enhances it. ICH Q10 provides the structure for the quality system that manages and oversees all the GMP activities. For example, GMP requires you to have written procedures. ICH Q10's pharmaceutical quality system ensures you have a system for writing, reviewing, approving, and updating those procedures effectively. GMP requires you to investigate deviations. ICH Q10 provides the framework for a kappa system to ensure those investigations are thorough and lead to real, lasting improvements. It builds on the foundation of GMP to create a more dynamic, responsive, and intelligent quality system. ICH Q10 also works hand-in-hand with two other important ICH guidelines, Q8, which focuses on pharmaceutical development, and Q9, which is all about quality risk management. In fact, they are often called the Quality Trilogy. ICH Q8 encourages a more scientific, systematic approach to drug development, leading to better process understanding. ICH Q9, as we've discussed, provides the detailed principles and methods for quality risk management. ICH Q10 takes the enhanced knowledge from Q8 and the risk-based approach from Q9 and integrates them into a comprehensive, life-cycle-long quality system. It's the umbrella that covers them all. This integration is what makes the modern approach to quality so powerful. A company following all three guidelines would use Q8 principles to deeply understand its product in the development phase. It would use Q9 tools to identify and control potential risks throughout development and manufacturing. And it would use the Q10 framework to manage all of this within a robust pharmaceutical quality system, complete with management oversight and a commitment to continual improvement. Together, these guidelines help companies move from simply testing quality in at the end of the line to proactively building quality in from the very first step. One of the most revolutionary ideas in ICH Q10 is its focus on the entire product lifecycle. In the past, quality efforts were often concentrated heavily on the commercial manufacturing phase. But ICH Q10 recognizes that quality is a journey that starts long before a product hits the factory floor and continues long after. It applies the principles of the pharmaceutical quality system across three major stages: pharmaceutical development, technology transfer, and commercial manufacturing. This ensures a seamless flow of knowledge and a consistent focus on quality from beginning to end. The journey begins in pharmaceutical development. This is the stage where scientists are designing the product and the process to make it. Following ICH Q10, this isn't just trial and error. It's a systematic exploration to understand how raw material attributes and process parameters affect the final product's quality. This knowledge is captured and used to define a design space, a scientifically proven range of operating conditions that will consistently result in a high-quality product. This early investment in process understanding is like creating a detailed, reliable map before you set out on a long expedition. The next critical stage is technology transfer. This is the process of moving the product and its manufacturing process from the development lab to the full-scale commercial manufacturing plant, or from one manufacturing site to another. This is a notoriously tricky phase where things can easily go wrong. ICH Q10 provides a framework for managing this transfer in a structured way. It ensures that all the knowledge gained during development is successfully transferred, that the receiving site is capable of running the process correctly, and that the product made at the new site is equivalent to the product made at the original site. Once in commercial manufacturing, the pharmaceutical quality system, as we've discussed, ensures consistent production and drives continual improvement. But the life cycle doesn't end when a product is launched. The system continues to monitor the product's performance in the real world. It manages any changes like new equipment or raw material suppliers in a controlled manner. Even the final stage, product discontinuation, is managed by the pharmaceutical quality system. This ensures that the process is handled in an orderly way, meeting all regulatory requirements and ensuring any remaining patients can be safely transitioned to other therapies. This life cycle view ensures that quality is never dropped, but is nurtured from cradle to grave. So, we've journeyed through the world of ICH Q10, from management's big responsibilities to the nitty-gritty of risk management and continual improvement. It might seem like a lot of complex rules just for companies to follow, but at its heart, the purpose is incredibly simple and profoundly important. It's all about you. It's about ensuring that every time you or someone you love takes a medicine, you can have absolute confidence that it is safe and that it will work as it is supposed to. This isn't just a business goal, it's a fundamental promise to society. A strong pharmaceutical quality system, as outlined in ICH Q10, is the engine that delivers on that promise. It transforms quality from a simple inspection activity into a core value that permeates every corner of a company. It creates a culture of prevention, encouraging smart people to use science and data to stop problems before they happen. This proactive approach is far more effective and reliable than simply trying to catch defects at the end of a production line. It ensures a stable and consistent supply of high-quality medicines, which is vital for patients who depend on them every single day. Think of the global nature of medicine today. The ingredients for a single pill might come from 3 different continents, be manufactured on a 4th, and be packaged on a 5th before it ever reaches you. How can we be sure that quality is maintained across such a complex supply chain? Guidelines like ICH Q10 provide a harmonized global language for quality. They ensure that all the different players are following the same high-level playbook, creating a chain of trust that protects patients no matter where their medicine comes from. This global standard is essential for public health in our interconnected world. In the end, ICH Q10 is more than just a guideline. It's a philosophy. It's a commitment to scientific excellence, continuous learning, and unwavering patient focus. It empowers companies to not just meet the minimum standards, but to strive for true quality in everything they do. For all of us who rely on the marvels of modern medicine, that commitment is a very big deal. It's the science-based system working behind the scenes, day in and day out, to keep us safe and healthy. And that, science fans, is something worth celebrating.